Controlling the movement of traffic with rules and laws makes driving orderly and safe. Ignoring or breaking rules is doing the unexpected, and suddenly you become a threat to others. Collision is certain. Collision is certain. Collision. It's only a matter of when. As long as everyone follows the rules and is considerate of others, we can relax and enjoy driving. Enjoy driving. Without rules, the unexpected can be trouble.
Alright, so what's going on, guys? Back with another video. Swap meet was, I guess it was 3 weeks ago at this point, 3 weekends ago. So I did some picking up there, but before we get into that, and I'm going to try to make this a quick video, I did a giveaway on Caladri's Blaze. So there was a winner. It was Crazy Catman Gaming, so I'm going to be shipping that out to you here real soon, buddy. Gotta be honest, the Xbox One X comes out on Tuesday. Hopefully Amazon will ship it early. Sometimes they do, and I can get it Monday, get that video out, and then get to playing it for a little bit. Then I'll ship your game. Don't get mad, but it is free. Alright, so Nico and I went to the swap meet up in PA. One of my subscribers, Beef, actually told me about it. And really cool. I met the guy. He's a really good dude. He actually gave me some stuff, which was really awesome. I'm going to show that later in the video. I'm very grateful that he gave me that stuff, and then also grateful that he told me about this. So it was a tri-state swap meet, and being Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, PA, so I guess it's more of a more than 3, but whatever. I saw cars from all over, and it was a lot bigger than I thought it would be, but it was also kind of a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So it was more games than I thought it would be, but there were less tables and vendors than was said on the Facebook page. However, I would definitely go again because this place was good. This made me enjoy swap meets again. There was a dude selling Melee. He had 2 copies of it, and he was selling them each for 30 bucks. Complete mint. What? I mean, that's crazy. I haven't seen that at that price in so long. That game could be finally coming down in price, but I kind of doubt that. I mean, like, that's the first thing you want to buy when you get a GameCube. That's the first game Nico bought when he got a GameCube. So, I guess these people up in PA are just nicer. But all sorts of games were just cheap as dirt. And so Nico obviously couldn't make it. I was trying to arrange that. We ended up leaving at 9 o'clock on, was it Sunday? 3 Sundays ago. And we didn't get back. Well, we got there around 11:30. It didn't start till 1. Then we went to a giant indoor flea market in like this huge barn. The motherfucker was like a mile long. It was like a nice finished indoor barn and everything. There was like butchers, like Amish butchers, and like pretzels and like all sorts of crazy stuff. And then there was 2 game stores there too, which we hit as well. I don't really remember what's from what at this point, but this is all just kind of from that day. I had brought a good bit of money, but actually didn't spend too much, which was really nice. Kind of rare for a change, but let's go ahead and get into these pickups. As I said, Nico wasn't going to be here, so I'll try to recap what of his stuff I remember after I show all my stuff. I don't pick up 64 stuff too often, but every once in a while I do. Nothing rare, but some games that I've definitely wanted for a while. I know my man Tylord Stevenson would be happy to see this game. 007 Everything or Nothing. I used to play the crap out of this game. This was actually in my original lot that I bought my 64 with, and I don't know what happened to it over the years. I guess it got lost or traded, I don't know. But got a nice one, and I put my nice little end label on the top already. And this one I've been looking for a while. This game is actually supports the 480i, which is very rare for a 64 game. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them that support that. I have all the other Nintendo Excite games, but this was the one I was missing. That being Excite Bike 64. I've been wanting this for a long time. It's a really cool game. Let's go ahead and check out some gameplay here real quick.
Riders are lined up at the starting gate and ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go! And it's there! Sugar Hill with the hole shot. Riders are lined up at the starting gate and ready to go. Trevor is in third place. Ricky Stearns is in second place.
The reason I wanted to show some sweet gameplay was because I picked up some official Nintendo S video cables. And the reason I picked that up was for my HDMI GameCube video that's coming up here in a little while. It keeps getting pushed back, but trust me guys, it'll be a good video. And I just want to make Paul, you know, the modder, my buddy on YouTube, you know, happy with the video. So I'm trying to just make it as good as I can. So it will be out when it's out. Alright, so back up to the pickups. Well, actually, before I jump into this little stack here, this is a little 6-stack. Nico never had a Dreamcast. He's basically finished his OG Xbox exclusive list as well. He needs maybe 20 or 30 games at this point, so not terribly bad considering there's like 200 and it was 201, then we got it up to 214, and now I think it's around 219 is the actual official list. We're still working on that, guys. I mean, every time we think we're done, we double check the list, and then there's just more that we missed. So those videos won't be out until it's like a definitive list. I keep thinking it is, and then we find more and more stuff that's not on the list. But so he picked up a Dreamcast because I've been bugging him to. I was like, dude, I think you'd really enjoy it. It's kind of the predecessor to the Xbox, even though it's not Microsoft. It's very similar, and it really is. I mean, the Xbox basically continued where the Dreamcast died off. So I convinced him to get one. He got the Dreamcast from one guy, and then he got for, I want to say, it was like 35 bucks, I think, 35 or 45 bucks for the Dreamcast with a controller. Unfortunately, it did come with the RF cable, which sucks. I told him to buy an AV cable, power cord, and then one controller. Then he got another controller for 10 bucks, which is a really good deal on both those. And then he bought, I'm gonna try to have to remember here. He got, I picked out all the games for him at this one table at the swap meet. He got Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Crazy Taxi 1, Crazy Taxi 2, DOA 2, Soul Calibur, Seaman. Like all the heavy hitters, like all the good games that you get when you get a Dreamcast collection. He got all that for like $100. So he basically spent like $100. And there was more Dreamcast games than that. I think it was about 12 Dreamcast games, and the good ones, like all the good ones. And he got all that for like 140, 150 bucks, which is that's a crazy way to start an entire new collection. I mean, he got the entire system and like most of the good games right off the bat. I mean, that's how I got my Dreamcast start, except for I don't even think I had Sonic when I got mine. I had like DOA, GTA, Soul Calibur. Yeah, I didn't have Sonic. I actually didn't have, I played those on the GameCube before I ever played them on the Dreamcast. But, alright, so on to my Dreamcast pickups. So that was, and actually, on a side note, real quick, rewind it back a little bit. He actually picked up some 64 games too. He got Mario Kart, Smash Bros, Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, and I want to say Spider-Man, and he got all that for like 60 bucks. Like, this place was insane. I'm not even joking. Like, I encourage all you guys to come next year. Like, I think it'd be a good ride for like Dan from Rebel Gaming Club, or like, I mean, I know he went to Too Many Games. That's basically, it was like 20 minutes away from where Too Many Games is. So I mean, I don't know. I recommend this place. It was a gold mine. I'm gonna go every time they go. It was sweet. All right, but so on to my Dreamcast pickups. This is a game that was actually in my original lot that I had, except for it was disc only. I rebought it because that disc was fucked after all these years. Like, it's been like 15 years since I've had my Dreamcast. So that disc was fucked, and it had no manual or case, and that's Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000. This is a really fun dirt bike game. It's probably, it's good. You know, it's a cheap title. I picked this up for, I think this was actually $1. One of these was $1. I'll remember which one it is at the end. So I'm really getting into light gun games, in case you guys didn't know that, because there was a Silent Scope sitting there. I picked up the Mad Catz green gun for the Xbox. Now I need to pick up the Dreamcast light gun, because I picked up House of the Dead 2. This is a nice mint copy. I think this was like $5. Let's see. Oh, this was the dollar game. Alright, it was Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, the original. I really couldn't pass up on that for $1. I mean, it's complete. The disc is good. I mean, $1. Like, what? I'll take it. I mean, that's crazy. Like, that disc is mint. So, yeah, fuck it. For $1, I'm taking it. Alright, so then we got 3 more here. We got Iron Aces, High Speed, World War II Aerial Combat. So I'm kind of into playing games. They're fun to play. Not my favorite, but, you know, I'll enjoy playing them. Then we got Test Drive Le Mans. Really cool game. Pretty difficult. Probably was easier to play back in the day, but difficult now. And this one, I'm actually really excited to play this because I love kind of like vehicular car crashing type games. Like Burnout's my favorite racing game. And this is Demolition Racer, No Exit. Really cool game. Actually, let's go ahead and check out some gameplay of this.
3, 2, 1, go! Three, two, one, go!
Now, rarely do I ever pick up PS1 games, but these I couldn't pass up on because these are like, I can show you this way. These are like the double-decker nice games. Alright, so I have the original Oddworld. Then I picked up Oddworld Abe's Exodus. This is, so I assumed, when I picked it up, I assumed that it was, you know, multi-disc, but this is actually, or I guess maybe it is. You got disc 1 and the manual, and then, if I can get it open, then you got disc 2 back here. But, oh yeah, and then there's like a little mini strategy guide in here. So this is like what I would consider complete. So this has like the little card there, and then this is the mini strategy guide. Then had the actual guide, booklet or whatever. So I was pretty excited to get this. I got this for like $10, not a bad deal. Now this is a title that I see Radical Reggie talk about pretty often, and I think maybe Happy Console Gamer. It's a PS1 sort of like hidden gem. Kind of reminds me of, at least visually, reminds me of, what's that damn movie called? A TV show. It's like the most famous anime that everybody loves. They just did it with, what's her face? I forget. I totally just watched the movie not that long ago, but whatever. Fear Effect. So I'm pretty sure there's a sequel to this. I don't know if it's on PS1 or PS2, but this is nice and complete. All the discs are here. They're all, you know, scratch-free. So I'm kind of getting more into the PlayStation and that generation, really, because that was a generation I never had any consoles during that generation, so I never really got to experience a lot of this stuff as it was coming out. And then we got one other title here that the original one is a Working Designs title. The second one just made by Activision. But they're both good, and I've been wanting the first one for a while. I did see 2 copies there. One was a decent price at $60, and then I looked inside, and I don't know why people do this. This happened to, I want to say it was Tight White with his Genesis games a long time ago. They like shipping tape wrapped up the manual, like the covers, which is cool. I guess like that would preserve it, but it looks like shit. So that's the reason the guy was selling it so cheap. But it's a Lunger 2. So I really do want to find the first one. So there's no disc here, manual, and then it's just a 1-disc game. So I don't know why they really put it into this big-ass thing. I mean, it does have a fairly decent-sized manual, but it seems kind of silly to put it in this big-ass case. Whatever, it looks badass. So I need to track down the first one before I can actually play this. But let's go ahead and check out some gameplay of this too. So this is kind of like a Zelda-esque game from what I've heard, but let's check out some gameplay. as I said, the Xbox collecting is basically done at this point. I don't know. There's like maybe 10 more that I now have to get again, but I'm basically done. I'm kind of just burnt out on collecting for the Xbox because I just went so hard on it for the last 2 years, and I've just been playing the original Xbox a ton, which I love playing, but I want to like get into playing more of my other retro consoles and this and that. But so last pickups, I did 2 Sega Saturn games, and at the swap meet I picked up a third one. Almost picked up more, but just didn't. So finally picked up a nice copy of Fighting Vipers. It is complete. It does not have the little foam piece, but it is nice and complete. And this was actually, I didn't do any trickery with swapping the cases. This case was like completely mint, which is awesome. So this is a really badass fighting game. I've been wanting it for a long time. It's usually on everybody's like top 10, if not like the top 20 of like a good Saturn game to pick up that's cheap. And I'm glad I finally added that to the collection. So one game, this is the last game, and then we'll get into Beef's pickups that he gave me. This game has eluded my collection for a long time. If you followed me long enough, you would know that the GameCube is my favorite system, and at one point in time I was going to go for the full set. That was like my original collecting goal for that, because I could justify it for that system. The GameCube is my favorite. Everything about the GameCube, to me, is the best. It has the best soundtracks, it has the best graphic styles, it has the best loading times, just everything about it to me was the best. It was the definitive console in my opinion. Nothing is ever going to top the GameCube. I mean, yeah, visually, sure, we've already surpassed that, but I mean, gameplay wise and just the pure fun of picking it up by the handle and going to your boy's house and playing some Smash Bros. Or, hey dude, I need help beating this Luigi's Mansion level. Let me bring over my cube. Hey, I need help beating the Sunshine mission. Let me bring over my cube. Oh, let's play Phantasy Star Online. Let me bring over my memory card. Just everything about the GameCube is just so nostalgic for me, and I love that system. But getting the complete set the way I would need it, I can't. You know, some people can have missing manuals and this and that, and just have the disc, and that's cool. I'm not hating. If that's how you like to collect, that's fine. But they need to be. If it's not a cartridge game, it needs to be complete. If it's a disc-based game, it's got to be complete for me. So I can't have disc games not be complete, because I just can't. But yeah, so this one has eluded my collection for a long time. I do have it on the Dreamcast. It's a Sega title, and pretty excited to finally add this game, which is Skies of Arcadia Legends. Now, I actually got about 10 hours into the original one not too long ago, and I couldn't do it. The random encounter rate is just too bad. You just get attacked all the time. I really enjoy the game, and I want to get into the story. It seems like a really cool story, but the random encounter rate in that game is just god-awful. So supposedly this version actually fixes that, and I'm very excited to give this a shot. I've actually already played it on my HDMI GameCube, and let's go ahead and check out some footage.
That was easy.
So yeah, this is again another game that's going to get added to the gigantic, ever-growing backlog of RPGs. I've been stacking them in the order that I found them so that I can actually play them. I think that's going to be 2018 year goal is to play as many RPGs as I can. I would like to try to beat one a month. And I think that's going to be my goal for 2018 gaming-wise. I usually try to set a goal every year, whether it be collecting a certain console or finally tracking down a certain game or tracking down Steel Battalion finally for a good price, or finally finding a launch day original Xbox that I can mod, and just certain goals. And it's good as a collector to set certain goals that you want to accomplish that year. 2017 goal that I had that sadly the year ain't over yet, but it still hasn't happened yet. I have a very weird obsession with Nintendo, and the only thing hardware-wise that I don't own that they have made is the Virtual Boy. I've never played one. I've touched one, but I've never been able to play it because they've always been dead, or the seller wouldn't let me play it, and yeah, so that's something that's always eluded my collection. I don't really want to get like the full set. There's only 14 or 15 games in America, but that system just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I want to get like the Wario Land and the Mario Tennis, and maybe Waterworld looks kind of cool to me, to be honest with you, but because I love that movie, guilty pleasure of mine. But it's always one thing that's eluded my collection, and I honestly have only seen one or two this entire year, and so that might have to carry over into 2018 to get a Virtual Boy. But let's go ahead and show Beef's pickups real quick, and or gifts, I guess you could say. Alright, so he is a really generous guy, obviously. After I show you these, you'll probably agree with that sentiment. So I met him, cool dude. He picked up a little bit of stuff, and he walked up to me, and I was like, oh, okay, this is probably Beef, because he walked up to me, and I was just like, alright, well, why else would this random person be walking up to me? And so yeah, he opened up his backpack, and he just handed me these, and I was really blown away. I like handed them back to him. I was just like, dude, I can't take these. Like, I just can't do it. And he's just like, no, man, it's cool. I want you to have them. And so at first, 2 of these are Japanese and 1 is English. However, they play on a region-free console, so it doesn't really matter. Like, you can make it region-free, I think. Well, I totally just showed what that is. So he actually gave me 3 Neo Geo MVS games and 1 marquee. So, let's see here. The first one, which is the English title, so is World of Heroes 2, and keep getting this off center. World of Heroes 2. These are sweet looking. It's the clear case and everything. So there's that one. And this one is King of Fighters 1994. Pretty cool. I actually enjoy the King of Fighters games, but obviously the best way to play them is on the Neo Geo, and we'll get into that in a second. And this one is Soccer Slam 2 or Soccer Striker 2. I forget exactly what he said. Obviously, I can't play these to tell you what they are yet. So yeah, getting a consoleized MVS is not cheap. Me and Nico on the 2.5, 3-hour ride home literally watched every Neo Geo MVS video we could find to learn about it. I mean, I've known about it loosely, but I've never had one, or I've always had interest in it, but I've always known that it's expensive. But yeah, so the cheapest way to get into it would be the Omega by I forget who makes. I forget what that company's name is, but it's the Omega MVS. It's about $530, so you're looking at like $550 shipped, and then I'm gonna want a SCART cable, so you're looking at like $570, maybe $600 for an MVS, which is cool, but that's a lot of money to commit to a system that's just basically almost all fighters. And I like fighting games, but I don't know if I like them that much. So we'll see where time goes. They are very expensive, but maybe one day I don't know, tax time, I'll just say fuck it and buy one. I don't know. But those are going to be the pickups, and I guess if anybody hasn't noticed, I did get a P.O. box so that you guys could send stuff into the channel if you want to, whether you want to send in games to review, which I mentioned that I am going to be doing reviews here more in the future. I actually have one about halfway through editing, so it'll be out when it's going to be out. I'm not setting dates for anything anymore because every time I do, they never come out when I say they're going to come out. But yeah, so working on some reviews. If you guys want to send in, I don't know, Superman 64 and you want me to review it, I've never honestly played that game. You can. You want to send in, you know, a note saying, "Fuck you, Alex, I hate your channel," that's cool too. It just probably won't get read on a video. Well, it might if it's funny enough. But yeah, so I mean, if you guys feel inclined to send stuff into the channel, you definitely can. And the link, well, actually, the P.O. box number itself is down in the description. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I got the Xbox One X unboxing coming on Monday or Tuesday, which is either tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I've been prepping very rigorously. Oh yeah, I already showed that. Also, I picked up a 4 terabyte Seagate green hard drive for the Xbox One, being that these new games are going to be basically 100 gigs a pop, so pretty much have to get an external drive. I don't want to unplug it because it's currently plugged in playing Oblivion on my TV. But yeah, so that's kind of the pickups from the swap meet, and sadly Nico couldn't come. I think, so he got the 64 stuff, the Dreamcast stuff. I think that's pretty much, I think that's all he got, really. Yeah. No, I picked up some Xbox stuff too. I forget what he picked up, but nothing super rare or anything. But we'll never know because we didn't have time to shoot it, and he's a lazy bum and didn't want to come over. So, yeah. So, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...